Hello and welcome to Route to Radiance. This is a challenge that I've made mostly because I wanted to do something to help myself reset. That's kind of been my theme, is like resetting and really going inwards into myself to try and discover what I really want, what I really want to pursue, what I want to do, how I want to live my life, all of those things. So I'm really glad to have you here during this challenge. I think we're really going to learn a lot from each other, and I think that no matter what, both of us, all of us have something to offer each other, and I think that's the most beautiful part of this challenge, is we'll get to connect and we'll get to learn and grow all together, and I really think that's great. So, with that being said, let's get into day one. So day one is rooting into your body. That's the whole thing, is we're starting with the roots, working our way all the way up, getting to the part where we're radiant and we're shining like the sun. So that's where we're going to begin. Our intention in our journal, it says, move slowly and intentionally. Yeah, move slowly and intentionally. Let your breath guide you. So in our little tiny yoga sequence that we're going to do, I mean, you can make it as long or as short as you want. You can hold the poses for as many breaths as you want. You can add more poses if you want. You know, it's completely flexible and completely up to you. And if you have questions, please, ask me. We can come up with, if you need more ideas for poses or anything, like, just let me know and we can talk. We can talk about it. Put it in the group chat. Let everyone kind of chime in on it. I want this to be a collective experience. I want everyone to be involved. So we are focusing on grounding. We're focusing on being present. We are focusing on feeling safe in our bodies, in our own space, giving ourselves permission to fully let go. I mean, it's just you and yourself, really. Yes, I am here with you, but I really do want you to feel safe and you to feel comfortable wherever you are. So in that being part of the root of this comes along setting up your space. As you can see, I have notes. I have my things down here ready to go. I have my journal. I have a pencil. I have a pen. But I have a salt lamp over here. I have a candle that I can light, because I feel like it's important also to set up your space. That was one of the emails that I sent out first, was creating your space and setting up your space. It just helps you get a little bit more into what you're doing. Like, it's kind of like practicing yoga at home or practicing yoga in the studio. There's just different smells, different sights, different things. And if you almost like take what you love from the studio and bring it into your home practice, like, you can really go far with your home practice. Again, so just setting up the space, I have some incense here, and I can light some of those. I also have a mula bead, so I mean, if you want to meditate, you can definitely use that. I also picked up some of this anointing oil. It's called Moon Goddess, and it's a jasmine blend. But you can use any oil. You can grab just one flavor. Doesn't matter. Kind of make it your own, tailor it to yourself. And just know that everything that I offer to you is merely a suggestion. If the best way for you to get rooted in yourself and start to get in touch with yourself is simply a meditation, then go for it, please. I just want you to feel good. At the end of the day, I just want you to feel good about what you're doing. I don't want you to feel stressed out. This isn't meant to put any pressure on you or make you feel like you have to do something. These are merely suggestions. We are just here to enjoy some yoga. So let's get into it. Since we're already in a seat, we're starting in a seat, let's go ahead and get into a seat. We're going to find our breath. We're going to take a couple seconds, take a minute or two. So just finding your breath. Don't be afraid to let your breath be audible. Just in and out through the nose, out through the mouth. you have any thoughts, just let them float on by. Don't stop at them, just keep focusing on your breath. We're breathing in through our nose. We're breathing out from our mouth. If at this time you'd like to find an intention, you can. You can always root back into the intention from our journal, which is move slowly and intentionally and let your breath guide you. So keeping those in mind, let's set an intention. Awesome. Once you have your intention, repeat it, just to get it really, really solidified in your body and in your soul, and it's just really a part of you. Think of it as, radiating throughout your whole entire being. Maybe it radiates out from your being, it's so powerful. So powerful. Cool, let's start to rub on the legs. Maybe take a few movements, wiggle around. Maybe you want to shrug the shoulders. Maybe you need a twist real quick. From here, we're going to move into child's pose. I encourage you to use props. I encourage you to use blocks, whatever it is that you enjoy, blankets, grab all of the things and use them because they're worth it. I'm going to take my bolster because I was sitting on it. I'm going to take my bolster and I'm going to put it like this. And then I'm going to come into child's pose. Something was on my mat. I'm going to take my knees out wide and my toes together in my child's pose. You can choose the pose that you like. You can have your knees in. Usually if you have your knees in, it gets a little bit more in the lower back. I'm a bigger lady and my belly doesn't necessarily allow for that to be comfortable, so I don't choose to do that one. I try to make it as comfortable as I can for myself because I am unique and I have different special needs. So I take my knees out wide and then I just lay on my bolster here. And you can choose where your hands are. There's so many options. They can be under the pillow, under the bolster. They can be up, just flat. They can be by your sides. Maybe you want to bind them. Either way, just make the pose comfortable for yourself and then allow yourself to settle in for a few breaths. And this is where you let your breath guide you, Kind of similar to our seated meditation. If you have any thoughts or feelings or anything, just let them pass on through. Just focus on the breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale from the mouth. With my breath, I'm not necessarily counting the inhales or exhales or anything like that. I am just filling up my lungs as full as I can, and then just with control, sighing it on out. You can play around with different breathing if you like. One of my favorite ones is I like to, I think think it's called a 3-part breath. I could be wrong. But it's, I like to fill up my belly like a big balloon with my breath, and then hold it once I get all the way full, and then hold it for like 3-4 seconds, and then I would let all my breath go. Again, with control. We're not trying to just, let it all drop out. And then after you release your breath, you'll inhale again, and this time you're filling up your belly and your rib cage, just all the way until they're really full, and then you're holding that breath there at the top for 3, 2, 1, and then you release all your breath with control. And then the next inhale, you fill up your belly, your rib cage, your heart center, maybe all the way to the crown of your head. Hold it at the top. Hold it for a little longer this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all your breath. Let it all go. I think what I like about that one is that there's like a tension point. So you almost feel like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And then you release. And if you really release with control, like you can really feel this like rush of just fresh breath air all through your body. And it just feels really nice. Let's go ahead and find a few more breaths here. And then let's slowly start to wake up out of our child's pose. We're going to be moving towards tabletop because we're going to get into some cat-cows. If you are on a harder surface, I'm on carpet, but if you're on a harder surface and you need some support under your knees, feel free to grab that. Towels, blankets, maybe even a pad always helps. We're going to stack our limbs, so stacking our knees, our hips over our knees, our shoulders over our wrists, and then we're making big old pie slices in between our hands. And then we're going to find some cat-cows. So we're going to look up towards the ceiling, drop our belly low, fill that belly up with air, and then we're going to round the spine, release all of that breath out, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, really press the shoulders up, and then back, coming looking up at the ceiling, dropping our belly low, filling up with air, and then we're rounding our spine again. And just keep going back and forth. Let your breath guide you here. You can have your toes tucked, untucked, however you feel comfortable. I don't know if it's important or not, but be careful when you're switching not to like, so if you come up on your cat pose, don't like drop your shoulders and then come into your cat, like make it one fluid movement. You don't want to have that dip. I've seen weird things in cat-cow. People make it their own, I swear. Which is beautiful. I encourage that. Everybody is different. If cat-cows just, aren't doing it for you, maybe you need like a flowing cat-cow. Flowing cat-cow for me is dropping into child's pose and then slowly coming up into cat, through cat, into cow pose, and then back into cat, all the way into child's pose. I have done a bigger flowing cat-cow where you're flowing into like up dog, so I'll show you that. You're in cat, you're in child's pose. You're gonna round your shoulders, come into your cat pose, and then drop into your up dog, and that becomes like your cow pose there. And then you're coming back into your child's, and then back into your cat, into your up dog. But that's just an option. You don't have to do that. You can just stick with your regular cat-cows. No harm in that. Find a few more rounds of that, a few more breaths of wherever you are. Maybe you're doing something completely different, and that is perfectly okay. From our cat-cow, I know in our book it says we're going to go into down dog. We're not. We're going to go and skip down into low lunge. So we're going to step back this right foot, and we're just going to find a little bounce here. Just because I think it feels really nice. You can press into the heel. I love that one as well. A little bit of both does the body so nicely. And then we're going to lift it up in the sky. And we're going to place this right foot up by where the right hand is. If you want to keep your hands on the mat, you can. You can also come up to your knee. Maybe you want hands at your hip. Maybe you're feeling spicy and you want your hands all the way up. You can do that as well. Wherever you are, make it your own. You can dip into the hips like this. You can come down and do like a twist. Maybe you want to do like a revolve, twist sort of deal thing here. Whatever you want. Maybe you just want to come down like this. Maybe you want to sit back into a half splits. This is what I mean by making it your own. You know, these poses are pretty basic, but with our focus being grounding and presence and feeling safe in our body, I think that we should be able to find a few places where we can move and feel safe to do so. Beautiful. We're going to come back forward one more time. And then we're going to make our way back into our tabletop. Take a moment. I'm going to find a couple rounds of cat-cow. I just always like resetting the spine. Blah. Shakes are good too. And then we're going to step back our left foot. And we're going to find our bounce with our left foot. Maybe we're pressing in. All is good. Neither is good. Whatever you want. I'm going to lift up the left leg. And then we're going to slowly step it up to where the left hand is. And then again, you can have hands remain on the mat. Come up to your knee. Come up to your hips. Or come up into the air. There is no rules. Have hands to heart too. Making it our own. You got twists. You can do twists. You can do revolves. Cannot see my head anymore. I'm gonna scoot you back. Beautiful. And then we're gonna, instead of coming right back into our tabletop and doing another round of cat-cow, we are gonna ground our hands. We're gonna tuck this back foot of the right foot, back toes of the right foot, and we're gonna come into our down dog. Just like that. Now, in your down dog, we're not gonna do anything crazy, but just find some movement, pedal it out, maybe walk the feet out, walk them back in, maybe walk them up a little bit, walk them back. Maybe press into the shoulders, maybe drop those knees. Maybe you lift a leg, lift the other leg. All sorts of things. And if down dog is not in your practice, then you can stay right here in tabletop. You can lift a leg in tabletop. You can lift a leg in tabletop. You can press your shoulders down. You can find twists in your tabletop. Awesome possum. Cool. So that is where we are going to kind of stop with our movement portion anyways. You can make your way to your mat onto your back. We're going to come into our final Shavasana. You can choose blankets, you can choose bolsters, you can grab whatever things you need to make it comfortable for you. So I'm going to lay a bolster down there as a pillow, and then I'm going to lay back. Always adjust the clothing. It says to put your hand on your heart and hand on your belly. You can do that if you like. You can put both hands on your belly, maybe both hands on your heart. Maybe you just want them to the side. That is cool too, my friend. Wherever you are, just find yourself in a comfortable spot. And then come right back to your breath. The key essential part in keeping us grounded and present and safe in our own bodies. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and roll over to whatever side you like. You can pause this video and chill out for a long time if you like. A 10-minute Shavasana is my favorite. But go ahead and roll over to your side, and then we'll make our way into a seat. And I just want to do a little closing with you here. So circle sweep your arms up, bring those palms together, bring them right down into your heart. Close your eyes, bow down to yourself. Big deep breath here. This is just a sweet way to honor yourself. You did all the work after all. I just gave you some suggestions. You did the movement. You did the hard stuff. I just want to say welcome to the challenge. Welcome to day one. I hope that this challenge is good for you, and I cannot wait to see where we're at the end of this. So I honor you. I see the light in you. I see the love in you, and my heart is filled with an immense amount of gratitude. Thank you so much for wanting to do this challenge with me, and I will see you on day 2. Namaste. Thank you.